My name is Christian Enchando. I like to call this series the Cristian Way, baby. Now, I know there is a bigger headline to discuss this week. It's been in the headlines for the last couple of weeks, but there is something I want to discuss before we get to that, and that is Arsenal robbing Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen outplayed them at every turn of the game. Matter of fact, they outplayed them so much that they scored from a corner and gave those North London fucks a taste of their own medicine. It must have felt pretty bad for Arsenal because in just about in the last minute, I saw one of the worst, most blatant dives I have ever seen in my life. There was absolutely no contact on Madueke. I made a lot of jokes last week about Matheus Cunha and his blatant dive. Yes, you know what? And I'll admit, there was a little bit of contact on him. Should he have gone down? No. But there was a little bit of contact on him. Lacroix was pulling him ever so slightly. But there was no contact on Madueke here. It is blatant cheating by Arsenal. And you know what? This isn't even the only example of them trying to cheat in this game. Like Hincapié. He looked like he was auditioning for ballet. The way that he spun around oh so graciously while flailing his arms around. It is disgusting. And listen, Eberechi, this doesn't have to apply to you. But if you are so attached to the club that rejected you when you were 13, if you are so attached to the club that treats you as if you are barely good enough for their bench, then so be it, because Arsenal are scum. Mikel Arteta, his coaching staff are scum. The ownership is scum. The supporters are scum. The ball boy, the kit man, they are scum. Most importantly, the players are scum. But you know what? We can relish in one fact, and that's that Arsenal is consistent. They are consistent in one thing. It's not diving. It's not whining. It's not set pieces. It's bottling. We will watch them bottle the Premier League once again. We will watch them crash out of the Champions League. We will watch the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup just slip out of their fingers, and we will laugh at them as they go back to where they belong. In other news, say hello to Millwall, la 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 la. Say hello to Millwall, la 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 la. Tottenham is going to be relegated. 810 million Great British pounds have been spent on this Tottenham team, and they currently sit in 16th place, 2 points away from relegation. How is that possible? A 3-1 loss to Palace, which, by the way, Conor Gallagher, I bet coming back to Selhurst Park doesn't seem like such a bad idea now, does it? A 2-1 loss to Fulham, a 4-1 loss to Arsenal, a 2-1 loss to Newcastle. I can keep listing matches. I could, but everyone knows the stat. Tottenham have not beat a single Premier League side since the year started. As of recording, it is March 12th. Jokes aside, I heard a very good take from another pundit, and I'm blatantly stealing it. None of the players care anymore, and that's a problem. Because if they think that, if we get relegated, I'll just get sold to a better team, and these suckers are going to have fun in the championship. The problem is that if none of them care, then what is keeping them from just, what's getting them to avoid relegation? Nothing. Another problem. A lot of Tottenham players, at least in their current form, are not good enough to start for any championship team. It's a problem, all right? But what do I know? What do I care? Oh my God, that's not even mentioning their disaster class against Atletico. 5-2 against Park the Bus FC. How is that possible? And I witnessed the impossible. I saw a goalkeeper be subbed out for the first time in my life. It's nuts. Speaking of the impossible, Boda might just win the Champions League. Listen, I know how crazy it sounds, but last week I made an even crazier claim, and I said that Wolves was making their great escape. Okay? Difference is, a great escape is easier than winning the Champions League as an underdog. Because to pull off a great escape, you just have to beat the shit teams that they put against you, and you try to draw with the big six. In the Champions League, Boda is the shit team. But look, if the stars align for Boda, and I mean they really have to align, if Arsenal crash out of the tournament, if Atletico beats Barcelona, and if the silver path somehow ends with Galatasaray or maybe, just maybe, a suffering PSG in the final against Boda, then maybe we will see them pull off one of the greatest upsets in Champions League history. But what do I know? I'm just a pundit. This has been the Cristian Way, baby. I don't know if I'll see you next week because I record these in my film class, and next week is spring break. But that's not the point. This has been the Cristian Way, baby. I'll see you soon.